and welcome back. Thank you so very much for watching TV1. Our number is 855-886-6387 extension 4. अगर आपने भी अपने comments, अपने thoughts, अपने suggestions, यहाँ तक कि हमारे जो guest हैं इस panel पे आप उनसे बात करना चाहते हैं, definitely do contact us. And I know आज का topic was a different था. It was a bit different topic, but then again, at least I believe it's a very important topic. Anyway, so that's what we were discussing about how we can give back to the community. And of course, there's little things you can do to big things, I'm sure. And there's ways of doing it. Now everything is on the internet, thank God we have those things. But you can do that. You can even check with your schools. You can check with the nonprofit organizations. There's so many ways you can give back to the community. And of course, you as physicians, I'm sure you guys give back a lot of time to the community, which I'm sure when you see it, it gives you a great feeling. So we all have our little part to do. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Yes.
Of course. And really quickly, I want to talk once more about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Whenever I'm driving down the street, I see those pink, pink ribbons on that. And by the way, we all are wearing pink. I did want to bring that up. He's wearing a pink shirt. I have a pink outfit, and she has a pink.
The ribbon.
The big ribbon on the side. So we're all doing our thing. And that's another topic, how we can support this, not just by this, but understanding it, making kids understanding it. Even at your schools, you can do these things.
Yes.
And get kids involved in this. And it doesn't matter where you're from, even your place of worship, you can get there together and take the incentive to start something. Because again, this makes a world of difference. We're blessed living here in the US. That we have so many opportunities, but a lot of countries, they don't have that. See how you can do things. God, a lot of people must be like, man, she's in a lecturing mood today. But I think, and I'm sure you would agree, it is important to talk about these things, right?
Yeah, the more we verbalize it, the more we show our support, whether it's wearing pink or talking about it,
right.
It does motivate people, and ultimately that's what we're here to do, is to motivate people due to the importance of this diagnosis, the importance of the diagnosis for individuals.
Of course. And I think from point A to all the way through the end, your success depends on the way you connect with your doctor, from an internal medicine doctor to going to radiologist to being with oncologists. It's a transition. And I'm sure, and my prayers go out to those people who are with this right now. It's a fight. But if your thinking is right, if you're mentally you are like, what, I can do this, I can beat it, I'm sure that takes the perception you have on this disease, I think that can make a difference. And then one more thing I wanted to say is that a lot of people say, oh, that's it, life is ending now. I think that whole theory people have, that needs to change. What do you think? Especially when it comes to breast cancer. What are your thoughts about that? When people say, oh my God, life is over, no, I've been diagnosed, God forbid, then
as I told you, breast cancer is the rate of survival is very much once diagnosed, and it's definitely not the end of the world.
Right.
And once, all you need is get it screened, get it, and if it's diagnosed, get it treated, be compliant with your appointments, just have family support, and definitely it makes a difference at the end.
Right.
When it comes to the quality of life, when it comes to your overall survival, it definitely makes a difference. So, it's necessary to.
Of course, and like Dr. Rodney said, you've seen it where someone comes in with a family or a friend, how they are recovering. I would say recovering compared to someone who comes alone. It makes a world of a difference.
Yes.
People who are watching, they need to understand. And I know we're talking about breast cancer. If it's breast cancer, if it's anything, from a little thing to a big thing, having that family support, it means the world. That whole thinking that we have, that needs to change as a community, as a member of the society, I think, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. And I know you want to talk about something else about, especially for the community when it comes to breast cancer, that it's also in a woman, but there's a slight chance in men too. If you can tell our viewers a little bit about that and kind of touch on that.
So yes, by far, women are most affected by breast cancer. We recognize that. There is a small population relative to women, population of men who are ultimately diagnosed with breast cancer.
Right.
Some may be men who we may know from public figures, but it is a relatively limited number.
Right.
Those often are men who have some gene or genetic basis to breast cancer.
Right.
And this is not the most common way that breast cancer presents. As we talked about, breast cancer most often is a somewhat random event or not specifically tied to a very specific gene for most women.
Right. Okay, well, definitely, that's why we had the expert come out today. We had the experts come out because the more you learn about this, the more awareness you have, it makes a difference. And I wanted to ask you, Dr. Rodney, what message would you like to give the viewers that are not just watching right here in Houston? We have people watching all across the U.S. We have people watching in Canada. What message you would want to give them as an oncologist or as a person?
The message that I would leave is that screening makes a difference. As Dr. Bachu has said, and appreciate the opportunity to echo, screening brings breast cancer at an earlier stage. We have the opportunity to cure. This sometimes involves simple surgical management, sometimes pill-based therapies after surgery, and sometimes not so complex a treatment plan. And that's a very rewarding treatment plan to offer some women. I think it's important to know that the person who can save you is you, and that you also serve as such an important role model to so many patients, so many family members, that you just could not know the scope of the decision you make is not really only for yourself, and that the strength that you gain through your journey is very rewarding and something that carries you for a lifetime. It makes the entire rest of your life so much more fulfilling. And I think it doesn't stop at the diagnosis of breast cancer. It only starts. You become an advocate for yourself, an advocate for others, and so much good can you do. That you use this as an opportunity to springboard or bring light to your community, not only just take it as a slight in your life.
Right. Well said. And of course, Dr. Bachu, I also wanted to ask you, what message would you like to give the viewers watching right now? Like I said, not just here in Houston, but all across. What message would you want to give them?
I mean, I believe that prevention is the best medicine, and delay the onset of disease. Get screenings done, and try to follow a healthy lifestyle. Healthy lifestyle, what I mean is both diet, exercise, both of them. And both of them go hand in hand. And delaying the onset of disease also improves the quality of life. So I would advise the viewers to focus on prevention, and so that their chances of leading a better life are high rather than succumbing to a disease. And that is what I would like to tell.
Right. And of course, like she said, prevention is the best medicine. And then as you both were giving your messages, I was just thinking, I hope people learn from this. I hope people understand this. And and I know today's show was done all in English, but everyone knows how to speak English, but they're more comfortable with their own language. But it's so crucial that just that first step, all the way through the end. It doesn't matter what kind of doctor you have. You are the one that can take care of yourself. And if you cannot, it's basically loving yourself. If you don't love yourself, you know what? It doesn't matter.
That's right.
And like I had said in the beginning, people, what they do is, especially the ladies out there, I mean, I have to point at them, and I'm one of them too, so busy with the kids, so busy with the spouse, so busy with in-laws, your parents, your brothers, your sister. But yourself, taking the time out, take care of yourself. And one thing I want to say, many times, girlfriends get together and they're going out to have lunch or something. Schedule a mammogram together. I mean, go out there and say, look at them. I mean, no one wants to go because it's like, but go there. And especially if at the age of 40, it is important that you get it done, and it's recommended. And is it recommended or required, right? At 40, you're supposed to
It is
get it done.
recommended.
It is recommended.
But
you should do it, and make it a thing where you go out, okay, we'll go out, get a mammogram done, then we'll go have lunch somewhere, or we'll have coffee somewhere. I mean, make it fun, and reinforce this thing with your mom, with your sister, with your best friend. You need to, even your sister-in-law, your mother-in-law. I mean, we end up doing so many things. We have time to go watch a movie. We have time to go to the park. But this thing is important. So if anything, I hope people who are watching will remember that if you're at the age of 40, if you're not 40 yet, then I guess you're lucky right now. But before you know it, when you are 40, go get yourself checked out. And the best person is your doctor, can tell you when it's recommended, and your family history. And one last thing I want to say, it's also important that if you have a family history of whatever, talk to your doctor about that. Don't say, oh, we don't want to say it, they'll catch us on it. It's better to let them know, right?
True.
All right. Well, Dr. Rodney, I wanted to thank you for coming to the show. It was a pleasure having you on the show. I know you're leaving right back for patients right now. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I really appreciate the opportunity. As I said, I'm so interested in informing the community. And this is such an important message. I'd like everyone to take note.
Right. Thank you so much. And Dr. Bachu, I also wanted to say thank you to you for coming out too.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity, and it was really nice of you having us on the show and trying to educate people about something we know and something we can give to the community.
Of course, definitely. Thank you to both of you. And time out here to wrap up the show. I do want to thank Aisha Khan of Cast Inspirations providing us this beautiful set. Do give her a call. She's a wedding designer and a planner, and she will help you for your next event. And of course, Roop Sari Palace providing me this beautiful outfit. And if you are looking for some gorgeous outfits, do stop by at Roop Sari Palace. And next week we'll meet again. And of course, keep me in your prayers. Dua mein yaad rakhega. Inshallah, agle hafte phir mulaqat hogi. And do get your mammograms if you're at the age of 40. Allah Hafiz.